Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the bantamweight bout for the undisputed bantamweight championship between the reigning champion Aljamain Sterling versus the former bantamweight champion and the former flyweight champion Henry Cejudo. So Triple C, I say Triple C, well, Aljo versus Triple C. And how I feel about this one is I'm gonna go average confidence Aljo to beat Henry Cejudo. I feel like Henry Cejudo's coming with a lot of steam behind him. He's coming off a 3-year layoff, but he's a very good fighter. Very good fighter. Two very good fighters going against each other. And it definitely won't be an easy matchup for either guy, but I had to go Aljo here. He's a younger fighter. He's been active. He's peaking in his career. Whether he's coming to a decline, nonetheless, he's peaking. This is the best part of his career. I feel like Cejudo, I feel like that layoff will affect him. And I think in general, even for the layoff, even before he was the champion, like when he did become the champion, and Aljo was like, seeming like next matchup before Cejudo just decided to retire or decided to take the cruise fight and then retire. I feel like Aljo had already been a kind of tough matchup for him. Like he's a longer guy. Yes, Cejudo could do this, Cejudo could do that, but Aljo's the better submission grappler than him. He's bigger than him. And he can make it interesting for him. Like it's not a case that Cejudo could just go out and go for easy takedowns on him and just be big brother him, like kind of like he tried to do against Mighty Mouse and some other fighters and certain fighters, like Mighty Mouse and with Sergio Pettis and some other people. Like I feel Aldo could definitely hold his own and maybe even beat him in a wrestling grappling matchup, especially in the MMA wrestling grappling matchup. So it's an interesting matchup. Then yes, he got this power. He's a little bit more technical on the feet, or at least a little bit more effective on the feet than Aljo. Well, I would say he's definitely more technical on the feet than Aljo from what we've seen, and more effective than Aljo. But Aljo, has the ability where he can just throw a bunch of front kicks out there, spam a bunch of kicks out there, and, make it hard for you. And it's not like a case of Cejudo can just get easy takedowns. Like getting takedowns hard, especially when Aldo starts turning into a grappling match, starts scrambling, getting funky out there. Then it's like a hard thing. So it's already hard to wrestle him as a general. Like his wrestling's pretty good. So it's just in straight wrestling, which is already hard to get takedowns on him. Then you add the whole grappling, you add the length, you add the kicks. It's a tough match. It's always been for Cejudo. So it's not an easy matchup for Cejudo ever. And it's not an easy matchup for Aldo. We've seen Aldo have questionable cardio in a couple of these fights. So it could be a case where Aldo might fade in this one. And then Cejudo come on later. So it's like, it's been an interesting matchup for both sides. Like they both battle with their own struggles here. But Aldo's been active. Cejudo has not. And I feel like Aldo can make adjustments. I think he's probably one of the hardest, best prepared he ever came into camp for. And yeah, he's been winning. He's been on top. And he's gonna come in hungry, especially coming after a win that a lot of people kind of had a lot of questions about, like a lot of stuff to say about with the TJ Dillashaw fight. I feel like we're gonna see a better and better Aldo, at least for this fight and maybe one other fight. We're gonna keep seeing a better Aldo. So I'm expecting the best Aldo we ever seen, but I'm not expecting the best Cejudo we ever seen. And in general, even best for best, it's a tough style matchup for both. But what I think is gonna happen, I think Cejudo gonna have his moments for sure. But I think ultimately the theme is gonna be kind of Aldo being able to use that length, be versatile, catch him like some front kicks, teep kicks, stepping side kicks, spinning back fists, and Cejudo trying to land that right hand on him. But Aldo doing being crafty and maybe been a duck under, score some takedowns, or at least threaten some takedowns to maybe have Cejudo kind of guessing, second guessing throwing that right hand or load up on the right hand. Also, Aldo blasting leg kicks. Cejudo doesn't defend leg kicks that well. But also in that way, it's a way he could craftily use that kicks or low kicks at Cejudo, who doesn't defend him the best anyway, and maybe kind of have him limping a little bit, maybe have him lifting that leg up a bit, or maybe trying to catch that leg. And then off him trying to catch that leg, it initiates a grabbing situation where Cejudo might say, "Well, he's giving me the leg, I'm gonna get the takedown." But then again, Aljo's very crafty, could threaten guillotines, might threaten sweeps, and Cejudo even kind of did a bad thing to his own self in a way by having Mighty Mouse around training with him and recording his whole life and saying too much. He already said like that he never really focused too much on grappling. Like so, I'm not saying his grappling's weak or anything, but I definitely probably one of his weakest areas. Like his striking solid, his wrestling solid, but his BJJ might be a very weak area of his game. And now he's going with a very big, scrappy, funky wrestler, former wrestler, current wrestler in Aldo. So Aldo, I feel like can exploit him in the grappling department and maybe bait out takedowns from him by attacking his leg. You already got the length, so Cejudo don't defend leg kicks, kick the legs, maybe throw some front kicks out there, but especially kick the legs, which will trigger Cejudo to see the leg and try to go for the leg and open the things, open the grass situations, and open if he's reaching for the leg, open up front kick situations. And I feel like I feel like Aljo will be able to use all the things to his favor. But nonetheless, it's gonna be a scrappy fight. Cejudo will definitely be throwing bombs early, but I think Aljo will do a good job of maintaining that distance and keep threatening with takedowns, threatening with leg kicks, and just not really allowing Cejudo to ever really have a easy target out there. But nonetheless, early first round will be very um, close. But I think that championship experience and well, they both got championship experience, but the recent championship experience and these tough fights with Jan, um, and all these other fights he has going to favor Aljo to come out on top. And I'm gonna say like a third round sub Aljo. Surprisingly enough, I say third round sub. And I just feel like he could be exploiting the takedowns of Cejudo later on, probably chew up his legs a bit, have Cejudo kind of a little bit frustrated, and try and go back to the wrestling. And then Aljo's gonna use Cejudo initiating the wrestling and be the scramble, take his back, and probably tap him out third round. So third round sub for Aljo here. So in this one, I have Aljamain Sterling via third round submission.